Hey, Blue Table fans, Sean here. Today we are going to have some fun with Eldar. And oh, you're going to love this one. This is very exciting. Thomas was in at like 1 a.m. the other night. I had literally fallen asleep. You know, I'm saying literally too much. I had fallen asleep in front of the laptop. And so Thomas comes in. I was expecting him late at night. But anyway, so he came in. He turned in 14 projects. It was amazing. And yeah, oh my gosh, that guy's been a machine. Anyway, we got talking about 40K, and I'm going to do a separate video on some of the theory hammer that we were talking about. But what we're going to be doing today is we're going to be playing with Skyweavers, and this is in the Harlequin book. I know there's not a huge demand for Harlequins, but maybe there should be. So anyway, and of course I love them. I'm going to integrate them with my own Eldar. So what I've got here is, since I don't have any Skyweavers done up, is I'm using a client's jet bikes, and I'm hoping to get these in my bat rep with Rich. So we're going to have some fun there. So that's how those look. Very handsome figs. And then as regular, so those are going to be my stand-ins for 4 Skyweavers. And then I've got my jet bikes, and those are going to be stand-ins for regular jet bikes, and I'll explain why in just a minute. Now we've got these Blood Ravens, Space Marines. This is who we're going to be picking on today. So we're going to be doing a bit of an unfair test. We're giving the Skyweavers the Alpha Strike, the first strike on this. And that's realistic because they probably will have it. They have supreme mobility. Eldar jet bikes can go 48 inches, and that is just insane. You can completely redeploy your entire army. By the way, this is what the Skyweavers look like. Let's go ahead and get a little eye full of these bad girls. Oh yeah, they're fantastic. And so what I've done is I've chosen 4 as the unit size. And the reason for that is I think 4 of these guys can kill pretty much anything. At 6 is just overkill, if anything. So they cost right around the base cost of a land speeder for each one. So these guys are not cheap. And you run them, you know, it might be best to run them in separate units if you can, but they're fast attack. They've got toughness 4, 2 wounds, and a 4-up armor save. And then they have holo suits, and that gives them a 5-up invuln. Now they come standard with Star Bolus, which is a 1-shot strength 6 AP2 blast weapon, 12-inch range. But that's not what got Thomas excited. And when Thomas thinks something is good, boy, there's probably something there. And quite frankly, I was kind of like smelling this as well. And which is, you give them Zephyr Glaives. Now the Zephyr Glaives is a 10-point upgrade. And it occurred to me as I was thinking about these guys that for a unit that's going to cost that much, right around 250 points, you're going to want to give them an escort of regular jet bikes. And that's what I have here. So you're looking at right around 300 points for this unit. You've got Zephyr Glaives, and they come with Shuriken Cannons standard. So you got a lot of Shuriken Cannons here. So I thought, just for kicks, that we would pick on some Centurions first. Let's say you just want these Centurions to go away. And we're actually going to, let me back this up so you can see what I'm doing. There we go. So, what's the best defense against shooting? Well, if you're flying, you only get hit on 6s. That's pretty cool. The Shadow Seer gives a, like, you know, the limited range to see them thing. Stealth and Shrouded, that's pretty good. But, in fact, that's one of the Shadow Seer's powers. I think power number 1. Let's take a look at that while we're at it. Dance of Shadows. Warp Charge 1. 18-inch range Blessing. Gives stealth and shrouded to the unit. So not bad. Not bad. Veil of Tears. Yep. Not too bad. We'll see. All right, so anyway, the best defense is not being seen and being just behind giant blocks of whatever. So I've put this here. Granted, it's a little contrived, but I want to show you how these guys can just do this pop-up attack and just nail an enemy unit. So, hold on, let me just grab a tape measure. Should have had that to begin with. Of course, my last bat reps were, you know, pretty much, okay, you gotta be kidding me. There we go, there's the tape measure. Aha! All right, my last bat reps, I kind of had everything predetermined. Now, if they're going to, and by the way, they do not have fleet. So there you go. So, but they do have a 12-inch movement. So let's go ahead and get these guys up here. So you've got 12 inches. So this is their movement. All right. And you know what? I'm going to move this camera so you can see what's going on. Let's move around to the side here. There we go. That's about perfect. Great. So there's your Centurions and the Skyweavers, moving them 12, and then my jet bike escort here. Now I just put them randomly there. Let's assume that I got up just a little bit closer. So let's get the escort up because we're going to want them nice and tight. 12 inches. 12 inches. Okay, great. So that's what I got there. Make sure you're seeing the action. Nope, gonna move the camera yet again. Here we go. All right, awesome. Okay, so now you've got your shuriken cannons. Now, by the way, the grav guns, or the grav cannons that these guys have, yeah, I'm giving them that. That makes these two opposing forces about the same in cost because those Centurions really add up. And they're a pain, and you actually see them quite often in armies. The grav amp allows them to reroll failed wounding and armor penetration hits. So hold on a second. All right, so yeah, it's a common unit. All right, so let's do our shooting. Let me get some dice out here just for kicks, and here we go. So let's do the Skyweavers first. They get 3, 3, 3, 3. That's the shots. They get 12 shots. They are ballistic skill 4. Okay, ballistic skill 4, and they hit on 3-ups. And so that is, wow, that was a lot of misses. That was about half misses, and that's fine. Strength 6, toughness 6 means I need 4 to wounds. 4 to wound. Okay, lady averages saw me through to 5 wounds there. Fantastic. And let's do, oh my gosh, saving throws. That's what I did. Okay, they're 1 failed save. So the Centurions get 1 wound on them. And let's go ahead and do the jet bikes and see if we can peel one of these guys off. And so the jet bikes have twin-linked shuriken cats. Looking for 3s, rerolls for twin-linked. That's 3 hits, 6s to wound, 1 wounding hit, 1 to fail. Doesn't fail. By the way, almost no chance of getting wounds there. That is just not a thing. So they have 1 shuriken cannon, looking for 3s, no rerolls, 1 hit, 4 to wound, 1 to fail. Nope, doesn't fail. So no wounds there. And quite frankly, we really weren't expecting much from that. And I don't have my Space Marines Codex. One of the artists has it checked out right now. Hold on, let me just check something. Come on, Army Builder. You gotta save the day. Oh, wow. Okay. Centurions only have toughness 5. I thought they had toughness 6. All right. Well, you know what? Let's just keep going. Let's just assume they did 1 wound. My bad, by the way. Okay, so now the reason you need this escort is to charge in. And so let's go ahead and have the jet bikes, the regular jet bikes charge in first. So let's go ahead and assume, and I'm not sure with this, but I think they get 5 shots each from salvo on Overwatch. If they don't, then, oh well, I overkilled the examine. So here it comes. They're looking for 6s. And what do you know? There's 2. That's right around average, 2 or 3. And since the jet bike's armor save is a 3-up, you're going to have, let me give you an aerial of this, by the way. That's what that looks like. Okay. So since the jet bikes have armor 3, they wound on 3-up with no armor save. And there you go. Is there something that I missed? 3-up, AP2, right? Yep, that's it. So 2 jet bikes are toast. Okay. And then the remaining jet bike gets to charge in. And here it comes. 2d6. They're not fleet. I roll a 7. That's plenty. So my 1 jet bike is in. All right, now let's go ahead and roll the Skyweavers. I only need a 3 to get in. There you go, that's a 12. Wow, they are quite eager. And so in go my Skyweavers. Closest to closest. Now, fresh meat. In any order I choose. And actually, you know what? I don't want to get in that much, so I'll just go like this. Okay, I'm not sure if that's entirely legal. Let me show you the thing. Could I have left that 1 guy unengaged? Well, that's certainly what I want. Okay, so now it's where it gets fun. Now remember, these guys are toughness 5, and they're armor 2-up, and they have 2 wounds each. Now, if I'm mistaken, I'm really sorry, but just roll with me. You'll get the idea of it. No matter what. Okay, so these guys have Furious Charge, so that brings their strength from 3 to 4. Where are we? Yep, 3 to 4. Now, the Zephyr Glaive on the charge gives +1 strength. So, bam, they're strength 5. And on the charge, the Zephyr Glaive is AP 2. And that's why these guys are so amazing in close combat. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, hold on. Oh, they have 3 attacks base plus 1 on the charge, 14, 16 attacks. And they are weapon skill 5. So these guys are going to be hitting on 3s. So quite frankly, move over Banshees. Now their downside is that, and by the way, if I hadn't had the escort here, I would have lost 1 guy because they have 2 wounds. So, and they're only doubled out on strength 8. Okay, so here we go. We're going to roll our 3-ups with our 16 attacks. And that is quite a bit of misses. I would have expected 5 misses, but instead I got 8 misses. That is a lot, guys. That is a lot of misses for those attacks, but that's fine. Lady Averages will smile on me. Strength 5, toughness 5, and it's AP 2. So here it comes. And that is, yep, there you go. So those are my wounds. So 3 misses, and that would be 2, 4, 5 wounds, and that basically, that wipes that squad out with nothing left to give. And so my jet bikes can now retreat 2d6 inches. And with, now here's where it gets awesome. Okay, now if I don't kill the unit, I can retreat, I can hit and run. So they have to make an initiative test on a 5 or less. They only fail on a 6 because their initiative is 6. A 6 always fails for an attribute test. So if they hit and run, they can fall back 3 and then the jet bike 2d6 inches. Now, if I'm wrong, let me know. But the way I'm reading it, they would still get the jet bike move even along with the hit and run. So 5d6, that's going to put them about 18 or 19 inches away. And that is really quite a ways. In our little example here, whoops. In our little example here, that easily puts them back. I mean, they only need 15 inches to, even if that guy had gone to the last Centurion, 19 would see him safely back behind cover. Like, that's well out of range of retaliation. But you have to, like, precisely web this out. Also, jet bike escort, they kind of are stuck. But since I killed everything, what I'm going to get is a d6 consolidation and 2d6 of whatever it is, of the jet bike move. So in this case, these guys are all dead. And then these bad girls are jumping out. So that would be 10 inches. So that would get them like over here. Now what you don't want is you don't want these guys to get shot at. So what you do is, if needed, well, you can't really give them cover. You don't need to give them cover because they have holo suits. And they also have mirage launchers, and that gives them a 4-up invuln for a turn. They're kind of like, mirage launchers are kind of like smoke launchers, basically. So instead of jink, it gives them a 4+ invulnerable save against shooting attacks until the start of their next movement phase. So there you go. So the jet bike, it would get the same thing, a consolidate plus a thing, and get 9 inches. So, and then you've got like a little throwaway unit. So that's where these guys are bad boys. They're just so many strength 5 AP2 power attacks. They're just incredible, but they're very expensive. It's the classic glass hammer. Furious charge, man. It's pretty incredible. Okay, so I think that's all I got to say about those guys. Against vehicles, they're amazing because they're with that strength 5, they're hitting the rear armor. And there's, other than like a Land Raider, anything with 11 or say, let's say only 3 guys are surviving. And then you've got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 attacks on the charge. So let's say rear armor is 11, so you're glancing on 11s. Let's give it 3 hull points. So all you need is 5 ups on the 12 dice. So that's with these guys charging something hefty, not a Razorback. I'm pretty sure that's 10 on the rear, but let's just do it that way anyway. It's because they get that +2 strength on the charge. Huge deal. So yeah, that'd be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hull points down for that one. So not too bad. Of course, that's really not going to be your average. It's going to be 1 dice and 3 will be a hull point. So, oh no, it's only going to be 4 hull points on average is what you're going to get for those. So Skyweavers, well, like everything else in the book, they are there. You don't want them to get them aced with a lot of return fire. So yeah, it's interesting. Okay. Guys, that is what I have to show you tonight. I was going to take them against some Tactical Marines and some Terminators, but I think you got the idea with the Centurions. All those all those power weapon attacks just really, they just absolutely shred. So thanks for tuning in, and do remember that we're ready to set up new projects. You can contact us at projects@bluetablepainting.com and get your army done. We've got a lot of really, really exciting new artists coming on, replacing probably 20% of the artist staff. And, people rotate in and out. I've talked about that before. So that's just the natural course of things. Anyway, they've got some really, really, really amazing talent coming on board, and then plus a lot of veterans. So thanks for tuning in, and I hope you got your inspiration for the day.